Italian.
But when it was playing back in '79, did you know?
No.
Okay, so I wasn't alone.
No clue.
Uncle Charlie was singing about Black Wall Street back then. You dropped a bomb on me. But now we realize that bombs literally were dropped on Tulsa. Tulsa is one of the official Black Wall Streets. Did you know that there are two others?
There were several.
Yeah, there's several.
Officially 3. Technically. So Durham, North Carolina, home of the North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, and also in Richmond. Richmond had Jackson Ward, made famous by the first woman of any race to open a bank in America. Her name was Maggie Lena Walker.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but those are the 3 official ones. But to your point, you're a New Yorker?
Yeah.
So you know that the concept of a independent black town or independent black community, Tulsa wasn't the first one.
No, it wasn't.
We was the first one.
First one was in Richmond.
Richmond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walker, she created the first bank.
Yeah.
African Americans in Richmond.
Well, we said that, but so let me go a little deeper.
Okay.
There's this thing called freedom colonies, and we are somewhat unfamiliar, but they're all around us. When the first blacks came to America, enslaved African Americans, when they first came here, some will tell you that it was 1619.
No.
I found at least, now mind you, there were already black people here, indigenous peoples in the Western Hemisphere. But in terms of that travel abroad, enslaved, I counted 1525.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Charleston.
And they fought off the Spanish enslaver and ran off to the Gullah Islands. Gullah Islands, Geechee Islands, off the coast of South Carolina, Georgia. Okay, but here in New York City, first independent black community that I found was Seneca Village, 1828. And then 7 years after that, there was one in Brooklyn,
East New York.
Weeksville.
Yeah, right.
We did one of these ceremonies at the Weeksville Heritage Center. There's a brother in Brooklyn. He's since got his wings. I want to say Brother Say2. But nonetheless, that's where I wrote the book. And so I found out, let me share this with you, almost done. Do you know where the first blacks in Oklahoma came from?
That I don't know.
Florida, 1843.
I don't know.
Chief John Horse, a black Indian.
Oh.
So he's one of the heroes in this book.
Wait.
I know who that is.
Seminole. The Seminole Nation is the only nation that actually beat the United States Armed Forces on their land. And they
In the Second Seminole War.
My great-great-great-grandmother married a Seminole chief. She was a bootleg slave that came in after the 1865 emancipation. And they went up into the trees. America hired French revolutionaries to come in to go and wipe out the Seminole Nation.
I wouldn't say into the trees. I don't know that part. I know they went into...
They went into the trees, trust me.
Hold up, let me speak. We're going to share this. They went into the Everglades, is my understanding. That their backs were all the way against the wall, as deep into the Everglades as you can get. And they call them the unconquered.
Yeah.
So we on the same page.
Yeah.
But there's another hero in this book, because once blacks got to Oklahoma, so listen to me. That was the first wave of African Americans in Oklahoma, 1843. Chief John Horse on the Trail of Tears, and for the record, they were not slaves. Are you still with me?
Yeah.
They were not slaves. They were soldiers who fought in the Second Seminole War, which was in effect the largest slave insurrection in American history. And of course, you know the largest slave insurrection in the Western Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
The most successful was in what country? Haiti, all day long and twice on Sunday. You know your history, lady, doing really, really well. Now, since you're so good, I'm going to tell you that there's another hero in this book, and he's not black, and he's not Seminole, he's not Native American. He is a white man, and I write in this book with all due respect that he is the greatest white man who ever lived.
John Brown.
All day long, it's why I say, you come to the front of the class. We might bring you